What's up, everybody? It's Maymoney back again for another. Let me scoot over. For another. Sorry, cat. Sorry. Video. This time we're talking about The Walking Dead. We're going to talk about it first, and then I'm going to post my reaction after this. But I want to talk about it first because I watched it again. I got my notes, and I'm ready. So, The Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 14, entitled The Other Side. This was like a Maggie, Daryl, Hilltop, Saviors, Rosita, Sasha based episode. And overall, I really liked it. It was like super emotional. And, it kind of gave me an understanding of what this whole season really is about. Because at first, for the first, actually up until now, I wasn't really getting why it's so slow. I mean, not slow, but like the pacing was a little off for me. But, I think I'm starting to understand what the pacing is about and why it has been paced the way it is, because they started off with like this huge 2-death, episode with people that we've been around for a long time, that even like as an audience we can consider friends and stuff. And, it takes a lot of time, because I seen y'all in the reaction videos. Don't act like you weren't crying and shit. Don't act like you weren't fucked up off of that first episode. And like they're having us like going through a mourning process in all of season 7. That's what I've been noticing, is that it's like they're having us mourn Glenn and Abraham in real time, like how people would naturally mourn somebody that, has, that they've lost. Like that's what this whole season is about, them mourning and trying to like, fight back. And it takes this pretty much the exact amount of time that it's been in this whole season. And this episode kind of like made me have that realization about what this whole season has been about. So yeah. And another thing is, like, I'm not sure how the rest of this season's gonna, like, wrap up, because we only have 2 episodes left. I just, like, they must be really, like, intense, and there must be a lot going on, because, like, 2 episodes left, they must be jam-packed full of shit. I don't know. Let's get into the nitty-gritty parts of this episode real quick. Let me grab my Modelo. Be right back. California dreaming about. Okay, so cheers, y'all. Let's get talking. So I liked the like montage that was at the beginning. It was just showing like Maggie and Jesus and Sasha and Enid, and they're all like preparing to fight back against the Saviors. Sasha and Jesus are doing a lot of planning, making maps. Maggie as well, they're working every day and night to like train up the Hilltop people to fight. And we also have Daryl in the mix, who's just feeling like really like, I don't know, isolated, I guess. And Rosita comes to the Hilltop. I really liked that whole intro, like the whole intro before the credits. Like, I loved it. I thought that was really well done. Yeah. And so it kind of starts off, let's start off with like the whole Gregory and Simon thing, because the Saviors, they come to the Hilltop like ASAP in this episode, and Simon's there and he's talking with Gregory. And I love this character of Simon. I love the actor that plays him. Like, I just enjoy watching him at all times. I did play Grand Theft Auto 5 like 3 times through story mode part, and I just love that it's like, I feel like Trevor survived the zombie apocalypse and now he's in there and he works with Negan. It's kind of funny that way, but I just love the whole, and how like Gregory and Simon, like they're just like 2 creeps talking to each other, and every time they talk it's just like, wow, these are 2 creepy ass motherfuckers talking to each other. So, and when they got there, I thought that they were looking for Daryl, and I was like, fuck, Daryl, get the fuck out of there. But he was actually coming in for Dr. Carson, which I didn't think about for twice. But what confused me was the fact that I was like, oh, that other doctor is named Dr. Carson over. Like, I felt like I wasn't paying attention to his name like that because, who cares about the doctor at the Savior Sanctuary? But I didn't realize it was important. But I thought I did hear his name was Dr. Carson too. And I didn't like put it together that they were fucking brothers. That was just revealed to me that they were brothers. And so the saviors must have been there and have like came in and took and separated them at some point. Like that must have been something that happened where they took, you know, like they separated the brothers from each other, took one and left one. So they're coming out that the other one was burnt, half of his body was burnt off. Now we have, you know, had to go get the other doctor. But I have a question about that. Actually, I forgot to write it down, so I'll just ask it now. So now that Dr. Carson, the Hilltop Dr. Carson, is there, he knows that they're all trying to fight back at the Hilltop. He's going to find out his brother's dead. He's probably going to meet Eugene and have some interaction with him. I don't think Dr. Carson, how my friend put it, is going to play ball as nicely as the other Dr. Carson was playing along with the Saviors. I think that this Dr. Carson might be able to get some infiltration done and plan a few schemes because he knows that they're planning to fight back home. And he knows that he'll probably find out that Eugene is from Alexandria, where Maggie and everybody's from. So I'm interested to see that. There's another little connection that I think we're going to have later. But yeah, so we have this Maggie and Daryl. They're hiding in this, I don't know, some type of cellar or something. This part got to me. So emotional. First of all, it was very tense because they're hiding away from this fucking savior who's like coming up on them. And I was like, shit, like, is Daryl gonna have to like kill this dude because he's like getting really close? I wasn't sure, but he ended up not seeing them and walking out. And Maggie's like, hey, Daryl, like, you haven't looked at me, and like, since you've gotten here, you haven't spoken a word to me. Like, please, like, you know, let's talk. And Daryl just breaks down, and oh my god, you guys, I fucking like broke down with him because I've just been feeling like everything that he's been so tormented lately, and it's just been really upsetting me. And like, I just like hate seeing Daryl feel all this pain and all this guilt and like gone through everything that he's gone through in this whole season. It's just been horrible, and I just am like, wow, he's not broken, but he's just really like beaten down and like really having a hard time. And so he just, as soon as he looks at Maggie, he just starts crying, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is too much, you guys, like, this is too much. And Maggie's like, no, it's not your fault, like, you're one of the good guys, just like Glenn was one of the good guys, like, it's not your fault that happened that way, like. And I'm just glad that he got that, because he needed that, and we need Daryl to be at his like mentally strong and also physically strong as well. Like, we need him at A++. We can't have him. So I'm glad that they got that moment together where, you know, they finally did, because I feel like there's a lot of people that have been waiting for that. We haven't gotten that, and we were wondering if we're gonna get that, and we did. Like, they were just waiting for the moment, and that was really beautiful. I loved it. Like, them just, you know, coming to an understanding, and Daryl being like, you know what, and Maggie saying, like, it's not your fault, I don't blame you, we're cool, you're my brother, and like Glenn was your brother as well. And us, that's just so sweet. They kill me with the fucking feels in this shit. Oh my god. And my god, this episode like got into my dreams a little bit. Like, I went to sleep and like it got into my dreams all weird, and I've probably told you guys about this before, but like, anyway, we're not gonna get into that. But I definitely had like another weird like encounter with Daryl again, and I'm like, this is so weird. Like, I'm not attracted to him in like real life, but in my subconscious there's something like I'm attracted to like the Daryl character. Anyway, let's move on. So let's get into the whole Rosita and Sasha thing. First of all, so we've been seeing a lot of reconciliation in this episode. I really noticed that. Like, everybody is like kind of coming to understanding people that they weren't, you know, which is what we need. If they're going to fight as a team, we all need to kind of like come to an understanding with each other, talk to each other, tell each other how we're feeling. Like, we saw that with Rick and Michonne a couple episodes ago. We saw, you know, a little bit at the Kingdom And now we're seeing in this episode, you know, Maggie and Daryl, and now we see Rosita and Sasha finally talking and finally, like, talking about what the fuck happened, because I was getting so irritated with Rosita's attitude, and I was getting irritated with the whole, like, them still beefing over Abraham in that way. Like, they should be, like, closer than that, because Abraham was somebody that they both connected with. But we finally learned more about Rosita's backstory, which is, like, great, because, like, for real, I don't think I knew anything about fucking Rosita. That's why I was getting irritated with her, because it's like, first of all, I don't know you. Second of all, you're having a fucking attitude, and, like, can we get to know a little bit more about you so I can, like, feel bad for you or, like, understand why you're being such a bitch out of the blue? But we finally got a backstory of her, and I really liked that conversation between Rosita and Sasha about Abraham and how, like, he would have wanted to go out fighting. I really, like, am still really upset about Abraham. Glenn, I was more prepared for, but Abraham caught me off guard, and I really didn't want him to go like that and, like, at all, because I really liked the actor and the character, and it was just, like, it was taken away so sudden and, like, brutally that he kind of affected me a little bit more. So I'm kind of, like, feeling where Rosita and Sasha are coming from when, like Abraham, you know, that dude, he took so much away from Abraham, and he didn't even know him. And Negan and Abraham probably, in different circumstances, probably would have gotten along. They're both, like, little snarky ass, you know, funny dudes, you know, big dudes with big personalities. Like, they, in a different circumstance, they probably would have been, like, good homies. Which sucks, and they just took so much away from him, and it wasn't fair, you know? So I liked that. Then we see them try to get Eugene back onto the inside, Oh, yeah, so they try to rescue Eugene. Sorry, I couldn't read my handwriting for a second. They try to rescue Eugene after, like, we skipped that whole scene, and he says no, and he goes back inside, and he says something, he mumbles something the second time through. The first time through, I didn't notice what he said. Second time through, I noticed he actually said something there. But it sounded like you're in or you're out or something like that. And I didn't get that. Maybe I'll go back and, like, put subtitles on so I can see what he said there. Let me know if you guys heard him say anything along those lines. And, like, what do you think that means? And I'll ask that question later. And then Sasha, like, runs in and locks Rosita out of the freaking, out of the gate, and she goes in, guns a-blazing, popping off, and fuck, and she leaves, and Rosita runs back, and there's this, like, dark shadow, like, that had a crossbow, and at first, I thought it was Dwight, my friend thought it was Daryl, and then she, like, had me, like, doubt myself, but then I went back, paused it, it looks like it was Dwight, and the thing about it is, like, well, yeah, it looks like somebody was in the shadows. And yeah, so that's what happened in the episode. Let me just get into questions and predictions, because that's where I'm kind of going anyway. That's where I'm going to ask all the questions. First of all, my first question here says, will Eugene betray his group back at Alexandria, his friends, his family, or is he playing an angle like that we don't see? I personally think he's playing an angle. He does have, like, a good position in with the Saviors. He has their trust, and they need that. And since he doesn't know what they're there, he thinks that they're just kind of trying to save him. Maybe he's trying to, like, actually be brave and be useful for once, like Rosita said, and, like, stay in the position that he has, because it can really help out. I'm not quite sure, though. Like, you know, they don't have a communication. They don't have the ability to communicate and, like, tell each other, like, what their plan is and everything, their situation, and how they can help each other. So, like, we'll have to see about, like, what Eugene is really up to. And, like, do you think that maybe him and Dr. Carson will, like, meet together and kind of, like, Dr. Carson will be like, oh, like, I know Maggie, I know, you know, all these people, I know Rosita, I know all these people. They're fighting back at the hilltop. We're here. Maybe we can, like, get into cahoots. Like, I think Dr. Carson will be able to tell Eugene that, you know, what's going on outside of, like, what Eugene doesn't know. And Eugene has a good, like, position, so they might be able to, like, start infiltrating up inside the Savior's thing. is Sasha dead already, or is she in the cell in the next episode? There's like a freaking shot with what's his face? Negan. He's like coming into, looks like another cell. He's like looking down. And yeah, so you think that's Sasha in there? And is she dead, or is he gonna like torture her? Or is he gonna like try to talk to her? Or is he gonna like kill her? I don't know. What do you guys think is up with Sasha? Because she went in blasting fools. So, and also, are Dwight and Rosita, because I'm convinced that that figure was Dwight, not Daryl, because he's also in the next episode, and I don't see how he could, like, be two places at once. But are Dwight and Rosita, because that's what I'm thinking who it is, are they going to be in cahoots as well? Like, why would, if it was Dwight, why would he be standing in the shadows, not pointing a weapon at her by himself if he was, like, trying to capture her or trying to like not talk to her? If he wanted to like capture her, he would have a weapon pointed at her, and he would be probably with other people and not standing in the dark skulking in the shadows. So I think that they're going to have a little conversation, because he can't talk to, you know, the Alexandrians out in the open. I think he's going to like talk to her and see who the fuck is this low mark. I'm going to ignore that. Anyway, I have a phone call, and it's like somebody that I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Next question. Negan has had it with the Alexandrians. Oh, this is just a comment. Negan has definitely had it with the fucking Alexandrians. They are popping off. They're still killing saviors. They haven't stopped killing saviors. And yeah. So he's probably like, oh my god, these people are so much fucking trouble. Daryl's gone, Fat Joey's dead, my dynamite's gone. Now Sasha coming in, blowing people up in the head and shit, killing people, infiltrating, making bullets. Like, really? Like, he done fucked with the wrong people, for real. Like, you may have taken some of them out, but they're fucking dangerous, and they have constantly been killing saviors since the beginning of, like, halfway through season 6. They've been fucking killing saviors nonstop. The only people that they've killed other than walkers is the fucking saviors since the second half of season 6. So yeah, they're fucking dangerous people, and they're popping off. Like, Rosita shot at him, so Negan's over it. I'm pretty sure he's fucking over it. He's like, okay, these motherfucking people, they won't stop. I can't come home one motherfucking day without somebody either dying or, like, trying to shoot at me or something, you know? So, yes, that's how I think that Negan's feeling right now. He's trying to hook up with his, like, harem of wives, and now Sasha up in there blasting motherfuckers. And next week, it looks like Rick and company are going to the ocean side with dynamite to chase them away from their armory. So what I saw in the little promo, they like were blowing up the ocean side. So what I think that they're doing, because I don't think they're going in to just raid them. I think they're going in to, because they shoot on sight, right? So, and Tara knows where, like, how they operate. Like, they'll just pretend like everything's all good, and then they do their little thing. They go, they grab guns, and then they surround you. But if they blow up, surprise them, and, like, put fire around the armory so they can't get to their guns and they have to run, and they catch them off guard, then the Alexandrians can go and grab their motherfucking guns and then hold them at gunpoint and be like, hey, we're not trying to kill you. We're here to talk. You shoot on sight, so we need to eliminate this whole, like, shoot on sight problem so that we can talk to you and, like, be like, make a deal, fight the saviors, because we know you're under the saviors too. That's what I think they're doing. That's what it looks like. So yeah, that is my only questions. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I loved this episode. I thought it was really, really good. I liked a lot of the dialogue in it. I thought that we needed that in a way. I'm not sure what's up with the next 2 episodes and how this season is gonna wrap up and like where it's gonna leave us off for next season, because it just seems like 2 more episodes, they have to be lit as fuck, because like we need something to like get us driving into the next kind of stage of like war. And in 2 episodes, I'm not sure how they're going to wrap that up, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thumbs up if you liked this video. Thumbs down if you didn't. Who cares? You know, I liked talking with you guys. So yeah, comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought of it. Let me know what you guys are thinking about how this season is going to wrap up. We only have 2 episodes left. Yeah, and comment and subscribe to get updates, and follow me on Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram. I'll be posting and chilling, and we can be friends there too. Also, next week I am going to San Diego, but I will probably bring my computer and probably still be able to record a reaction. I just won't be at home. Yeah, so anyway, I will see you guys very soon. Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you very soon for the reaction video. Later.